or smoking while on the safari tour bus, and to please remain seated for the duration of the tour. African Lion Safari was founded in the name of conservation and education by Colonel G.D. Daly in the summer of 1969. We can say it's been a roaring success for the past 47 years. And coming up ahead of us and soon to be on our left-hand side is our recreation lake. This is where our elephants come twice a day to swim. Today this will be taking place at 12:30 and 6 p.m. The elephants really do enjoy the water, and they actually can swim very well, which is an interesting point when you realize that some of our elephants weigh up to 10,000 pounds. While the vehicles are entering.
Spikes will be like the Raptors. I bring my truck through. I wouldn't take my new car through. But my truck, whatever. We leave the windows up. They never bother me. I mean, I'd have to sit on the roof, the tailgate. That's what the monkey sat on the tailgate the whole way through. He's just kind of looking and whatnot. It's like, whatever.
Preserve the Nairobi Sanctuary. And as we drive into this reserve, please wave hello to our friendly workers in the tower there. They are responsible for letting everyone in to the park safely.
We're singing. Oh, I see something.
That's by yourself. You don't get any of the background information. Whereas with this you do.
As you can see, we do have some watering holes here at Safari, and if you look closely, you'll see some birds that we do recognize. We have Canadian geese, we have seagulls here, and also mallard ducks with the green heads. But if you look closely, there are some birds that look a little bit different. If you look on the left-hand side, you'll see those brown-looking ducks. Those are the Egyptian geese. They are noted by their striking white wing feathers. They have a black and bronze-green neck ring and chocolate-brown eye patches. Egyptian geese are the most widespread of the tropical African water birds. And if you look on the right-hand side, you can see those two white birds standing there. Those are the European white stork. They're found throughout Europe in the summer, and they migrate down to Africa in the winter. They commonly nest in trees or on roofs of houses, and they return year after year, continually adding to their nest until it's hundreds of pounds.
Yeah, he's just going around.
Coming up on our left-hand side, these beautiful cattle with amazing horns are the Watusi cattle. You can also see there's one lonely llama standing in the shelter on the left, and the rest of her friends are on the right-hand side enjoying the sun. If you look closely in the Watusi cattle there, you'll see that they actually have 4 babies. I don't know if you can spot them. The Watusi cattle originate in eastern Africa, and their large and impressive horns are used to regulate their body temperature. It kind of works similar to the radiator in your car, as their blood flows into the horns and cools off and re-enters the body. We're going to pass here.
Hello, llamas.
Llamas were first domesticated by the ancient Incan civilization thousands of years ago, and they are the South American relative of the camel, although they don't have a hump. They can weigh up to 300 pounds and run up to 65 kilometers per hour. They are pack animals, and they will carry your load, but if it's too heavy, they're stubborn and they'll just lie right down and refuse to move. Llamas are also best known for kicking, hissing, and spitting when they're mad. That is our cheetah breeding compound, and if you look real close, you might be able to spot one. There's been limited success in captive breeding of cheetahs, but African Lion Safari is proud to announce that we've had over 40 baby cheetahs born here at the park.
There's babies in the grass.
The cheetah is a rare and endangered species, as they were often hunted for their beautiful coat. And And it's estimated that there are only
It's sticking
9
out
to
of the
12,000 left in the wild. They have very long legs and they're very lightweight and built for speed. The cheetah can run up to 100 kilometers per hour, which is as fast as your car goes on the highway.
Cheetah.
And this makes them the fastest land mammal on Earth.
Big one.
You can see one on the left-hand side underneath the tree enjoying the sun, and there's another one walking on the other side of the fence, taking a look at the bus.
It's a Happy Meal.
In the pride, there's a definite order of dominance. Lions greet each other by rubbing their heads together with their tails looped in the air.
When it hits you with her head, it's kind of turns.
You can see them up ahead lying on the structure enjoying the sun. We are going to get a little bit of a closer look, but you can see the one lion there has a mane. That guy is our dominant male and his name is Jabari. Everyone say hello, Jabari.
Hello,
Jabari.
So, only male lions grow the mane. And does anyone know what the mane is used for? Well, it does show that they're the male, but it's also used as protection to their head and neck region when they fight with other cats. The other ones that don't have a mane are the lioness, and they're a little bit smaller in size. The dominant male lion, just like Jabari, they stand about 3 feet tall at the shoulders. They weigh up to 550 pounds, and they're about 9.5 feet long. So they are much bigger than you guys.
Last time we came to this thing,
It's interesting to know that even though the male is much larger, the lioness usually does most of the hunting. The pride will surround their prey, and the lioness will go in for the kill.
What about the one that
There's some, you can see the backside of them, you can see just how big Jabari is. And as you can see, the lions are rather lazy creatures, and they really enjoy lying in the sun. They sleep for almost 15 to 20 hours every single day.
Yep.
That's a
Elizabeth, you
lot
must be
longer
part
than we
lion.
sleep.
That makes 5.
But in the wild, they usually only live to about 10 years of age.
7 lions. Wow. They've got a lot of lions here. 7 of these. Wow. That's interesting.
Turning to give us a nice look there. So lions are the supreme hunters of the savannah, and hunting generally takes place in the morning and early evening hours.
Such an applause.
Despite their great hunting skills, lions have actually been known to steal kills away from other animals, such as the hyena. In this reserve, last time I checked, so see if you can count them.
How come they keep the lions separate from the other ones?
So these white lions are especially bred for their color and for conservation because they are quite rare. There's only about 300 left worldwide, so they want to keep them separate from the other lions so that they don't breed together.
Ah.
Look at the male just landing on his head on the rock.
Like every other male in the world.
That's right. And you know why? Because they've done so much work that they need a nap.
So if you look on the left-hand side, we can see our male lion. And as you can see, his mane is a little bit lighter than the rest of his body. That male lion, his name is Feta, just like the cheese. Yep.
What's over there?
So these lions still have visible color in their eyes, their paw pads, and their lips. And similar to tawny lions, they often have golden or hazel-colored eyes. But if you look closely, some of them have blue eyes or
That one's
green
looking at
eyes
me.
or gray eyes.
Looking at us.
You can see a bunch of them are hiding out from the sun underneath the rock on the right-hand side.
5, 9, 7, 8.
Dismissed as superstition, white lions have been around for centuries, according to African folklore and legends. Lions were children of the sun sent to the earth as gifts. and they now exist in a
Where's he
region of South Africa known as Timbavati.
Well, they are here.
He's coming by. He's gonna guess. There's another one. Gonna come and eat us. I can't see him.
It's a young male, because you can see his mane is kind of developing and he looks kind of shaggy, but it's not fully grown.
I counted 10.
He does have a mohawk.
Mohawk.
They must miss it.
Everybody say bye, Feta.
See ya, Beta.
That's 11.
Section, you won't see any exotic birds or animals, but this section just acts as a little bit of a buffer between our lions and the rest of our animals on the reserves. The lion's roar can be heard from 8 kilometers away, and we can sometimes hear it in the morning before the park opens. Two are a troop of savanna baboons. If you look on the left-hand side here, there's a little road that goes off to the left. That's the Monkey Jungle Bypass Road, and it was made especially for people who don't want to see the monkeys, because they do sometimes take souvenirs off of people's cars, and they leave their own special souvenirs behind. You need a car wash after we go through here. Grass in the bushes to stay out of the sun during the heat of the day.
I don't know. He is one. He's going to climb trees. Maybe they are hiding.
That's what I'm called for.
Yes.
Oh, there's some over there.
They're up on the,
There they are! There's 2 more! Look at over
You can see some of them on the left-hand side.
Come on, raise that tree.
they got baby baboons.
Look at their butts. Look at this little butt. It's a baby.
If you look on the left-hand side, you can actually see one of our babies standing with its mother there.
It's a baby.
That one is
Aww.
When the babies are first born, they weigh about half a pound, and they're completely black, and their faces are red. But those full-grown, the biggest ones that you can see,
he wants to go with the
weigh
car.
90 pounds.
Oh, he's trying to get up with the car. It's cute. Oh, he's so scared there. Come on, little guy. Come on, little guy. You can do it.
As you can see, the monkeys are very playful, and they like running around and lying in the middle of the road and climbing on people's cars. So they like to look through each other's fur and take out any dirt or bugs that they can find. But the baboons are very social animals, and this is actually a form of social bonding. They spend a lot of their time doing that. And if you also look and see some of the baboons on the ground, they like to dig in the dirt, and they're looking for insects.
What's that?
They love to ride on vehicles, and maybe if we're lucky, they'll come on the bus.
Run, little guy. That guy's so big.
Oh, there's one going on top of the car.
Oh, the
The little buddy. Little guy. Yay, he did it. Oh, now we get a really good close up.
So if you look, there is a little cow right in front of the bus here. He's going to cross in front.
Yep.
The rest of his little friends are up ahead to the left-hand side, and they are known as miniature zebu. Miniature zebu are actually
We'll see him on this side.
miniature, and they don't get very big.
Baby's climbing on the car.
He's not too
Look
scared
at
of
that
the bus.
guy.
If you
That
look
one
on the
right there.
right-hand
He's just-
side, he's going to be
What's
walking
up?
right past your
What's up,
windows.
man?
That little guy, his name is Milkshake.
Milkshake. Favorite animal so far?
Yeah.
So,
So baboons have a very interesting social organization. The females will inherit their ranking from their mother, while the male ranking is open to challenge. If a lower ranking baboon attempts to take food before a high ranking member, they will be punished by tail biting and screeching.
Tail biting.
Just taking a drink in there.
There's those cows.
And some of them up top are having a little nap.
They live together in peace and harmony.
So sometimes the babies will, when they're very young, they will ride on their mother's underside. And when they're older, they will wrap their arms and legs real tight around her back and ride on her back. As you can see, they're very good climbers and they love jumping on all the cars and having a look inside. And baboons do seem very playful and friendly, but you do have to be careful as they have very sharp teeth and they're not afraid to use them. So we caution visitors not to open their windows at all and leave their feeding to the professional staff.
Oh, fell off.
That guy's fat.
Yeah. He doesn't miss a meal.
And if you guys
He didn't
want to
skip
know a
leg
little
day
bit more
either.
about the miniature zebu, maybe you can see behind them they do have a baby. So the
I can
miniature
relate.
zebu are known for being very gentle and intelligent, as well as easy to raise.
Yeah, there's a baby in there. Do you see it?
If I had to climb up that post, I probably would have been less graceful. Yeah, see the baby?
There he is.
They come in all sorts of colors, as you can see. Lots of spotted, black and white, and lots of different kinds of brown.
Yeah, we're going that way.
Alright, we're gonna say bye to the baboons. Up of this hill, if you look over on the left-hand side,
Oh,
you'll
good,
be able
that's
to
my
see
side.
all of the animals that we're gonna be visiting later on today.
Oh, look at
Get a
that.
quick overview.
There's giraffes, elephants, zebras. Oh, sorry, is my finger blocking that? Oops.
Our first stop coming up is going to be the funny-looking giant birds called the ostrich.
Oops, no.
As you can see, they're not very smart, and they're kind of standing around in the gravel looking for food, which they're not going to find in the dirt. Ostriches cannot fly, but they have very strong and powerful legs, as you can see, and they can run up to 70 kilometers per hour for almost half an hour without getting tired.
It's 70 now.
The female's feathers, like those ones on the right side, are kind of a dull grayish brown, and the male's feathers are completely black.
0.07.
They have eggs that weigh up to 4 pounds, which is the same weight as 30 chicken eggs.
The animals.
As you can see on the left-hand side, we have a ton of giraffes out today. We're going to pull around behind that other bus and get a nice close look at them. All, and they weigh 140 pounds.
Oh yeah, you can play the jackfruit.
The adult giraffes can weigh 2,000 to 3,000 pounds. So we have a lot of giraffes here today, and the kind of giraffe we have here is called the Rothschild or the Baringo giraffe. And there's less than 100 in North America, so we're very pleased to present these ones to you. Can you guys count them and see how many we have today?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14.
Sometimes it's hard to count them all because they have so many spots. And did you know that the giraffe's spots are unique to every single animal, just like you and I have our own unique set of fingerprints?
11. Wow, that's a lot.
As you can see, giraffes have a really long head or really long neck, and it composes almost half of their body height. It's interesting to know that the giraffes actually have the same number of vertebrae in their neck as a mouse, which is 7. And because their neck is so long, you can see they do have to spread their legs wide apart so they can get their head all the way down to the ground to drink some water.
Here, come on my side. Yay.
Don't worry, we're gonna be moving up a little bit soon.
There it goes. Okay, the giraffe is staying.
Because giraffes have such a long neck, they have a very strong and powerful heart
Okay.
that can pump the blood all the way up their long neck. Because their heart is so strong, it weighs up to 25 pounds.
Wow. Wow. That's a big heart.
Although they're so tall and awkward looking, the giraffes can run most gracefully at speeds of up to 48 kilometers per hour. And that's actually where they got their name from, the Arabic word that means the graceful one.
But I get feet. I get
Egypt,
And you guys can see the bumps on top of their heads. They do look like horns, but they're actually not. They're just a part of their skull.
What about the one that Dexter said? Oh, look at all those zebras. And look at the one that is exercising.
Exercising?
Yeah. It's a bit confusing. What one are
Shaped. The white-bearded wildebeest form the largest herd of wildebeest to inhabit the Serengeti, numbering in at nearly 1.5 million animals. There you can see one of the giraffes is running in front of us. They're all going
Run.
across the street together.
They're family.
He's like running across.
We'll get a better, closer look at these
I
things.
want to
You
see what?
So those are the game wardens, and they make sure that the zebras are staying in their spots. Or sorry, the giraffes.
There's rhinos.
The giraffes and all the other animals know that the zebra striped trucks bring them their food, so they like going to visit the game wardens. So you can see we're coming up to some rhinos, but on the top of those rocks, and you can see one running there, they look like mountain goats, but they're called Barbary sheep. Barbary sheep are native to the Rocky Desert Mountains of northern Africa, and they're very skillful jumpers and climbers, and they can jump heights of up to 6.5 feet tall. Past the zebras, those are the males. They don't really like to hang out together very much. And if you look closely, just once in a while, if you look closely, you might be able to see some of the little babies on the rocks.
And also, teeny tiny like. He's just running. What is that?
It's him. It's the baby.
The giraffe running. I see one. But I see He's facing the giraffe.
Can you guys see how many rhinos that we have? There's 2 here on beside us, and there's 2 a little bit further up ahead. So these are the rare white rhinos. And as you can see, they're not really white, but they get their name from an Afrikaans word "wide," meaning wide or square lipped. And if you look at their mouth, you can see why. As you can see, they like to eat the grass, and that's pretty much all they do all day. They can stand 6.5 feet tall and weigh up to 5,500 pounds.
The rhinos chase the giraffe.
Bye-bye. Look at the rhinos. He's going to battle.
The rhinos coming to join the other one. We have 3 females here and 1 male. The females' names are Lenny, Star, and Fire, and our 1 male, his name is Bubba.
Why are the giraffes?
Yeah, look at you.
So rhinos actually have very poor eyesight, so they don't really see the bus too well. They're just kind of wandering
We
around.
can see them on our side.
As you can see, he was rolling in the mud. That's why they're darker colored. And if you look closely, there's a bump in the middle of its back. And that's part of their back, part of their spine, projecting vertebrae. And it actually makes it impossible to roll over. So they have to lay down on one side and roll in the mud and get up and then lay down on the other side.
Which one's Bubba?
Bubba is usually the one who's all by himself, but girls don't really like hanging out with him very much.
Oh.
Sorry, my life. Still trying to get away from
Yeah, little giraffes over here. Wait, where's the rhino?
The giraffes are giving us a really good view today. They're pretty excited. I think they're enjoying the nice sunny weather today.
They know they're on YouTube.
They like to chase the game wardens because they know the game wardens have food. Yep, they want the food.
Just for a kiddo?
What's this one? What's that giraffe's name? What's the giraffe?
Jeffrey.
Hi, Jeffrey.
That one? Look at that! He is still alive.
We'll stop here for a second so anyone that wants a picture can get a good shot of this giraffe here.
He's looking at me.
Yeah, you're looking at it.
They like posing for pictures.
You're the star of this show. Really, guys. Star pupils.
Those animals that are mixed in with the giraffes over there are called the eland, and they're recognized by their long, straight, hollow horns. So they're actually the largest of the antelope species. They can stand 6.5 feet tall and weigh up to 2,000 pounds. And we have two of the Barbary sheep on the right-hand side, the males. They like exploring, so they got inside of the rhino pen.
Ooh, what's this one like? This one just had his head up against there.
So the zebra are coming up on the right-hand side, but we're just going to wait to get a better view of them.
Can't see him from here. You guys won't be able to see him. Well, maybe you can. Oh, there they are.
If you look at these little white antelopes on the right-hand side all laying together, those are called the addax. And they're also known as the screw-horn antelope, and you can see why. If you look at the horns, they're all twisted up. So in the winter, the addax are kind of a grayish-brown color. And during the summer, their hair turns a lot lighter, and it turns almost completely white in the middle of the summer. I hope you recognize these guys on the right-hand side. You might have seen one of them in Madagascar or in Racing Stripes. These are the zebras. No, unfortunately, they don't talk like in Madagascar.
They don't go crack-a-lackin'?
They don't go crack-a-lackin'. And unlike in the movie Racing Stripes, they're actually not very easy to train. Zebras are very stubborn, and they don't have the endurance or the friendliness that horses do. So unfortunately, they cannot be tamed. They have really sturdy legs, and they can run up to 65 kilometers per hour, and they have very good senses of sight and hearing and smell. They're quick to react to danger, and they act almost as an alarm system for the rest of the animals that roam the African plains. The subspecies that we have here at African Lion Safari is Grand Zebra, and they're easily recognized by the bold black stripes that completely encircle their bodies. Just like the giraffe, each zebra has a slightly different stripe pattern. And you can see there's two ostrich that have wandered their way all the way over here. They walk along the fence line. They're not the smartest birds in the world. And then these small white antelopes on the right-hand side are the scimitar-horned oryx. They're recognized by the curious shape of their blades that are curved like an Asian sword called a scimitar. And as you can see, there's one baby wandering off on its own. And the babies, when they're first born, they're a yellow color. And as they age, they gain the distinctive markings of their parents. The white color really helps to reflect heat from the sun during the heat of the day in Africa. And they have a reddish-brown chest patch. for a snack. As you can see, they're pretty friendly with each other. And you can see the giraffes have to stretch their legs out in front of them so they can reach their head all the way to the ground. So they're too small. If you look on the eland, which are the brown antelopes beside the giraffes, you can see some of them have white stripes going down on either side of their bodies. This is a defense mechanism because to a lion in the wild, it looks like those are its ribs. So it looks like it's malnourished and it's kind of skinny, and then the lion won't attack it because they don't think it's good enough. So it's kind of an optical illusion to keep them safe. Alright, so this is where the rhinos come during the middle of the day to take their mud baths. And if you look closely, we're also visited by lots of birds in the area. We have lots of Canadian geese, and they all have their little goslings right now. So if you look throughout the park, especially in the next reserve, you can see all of their little babies waddling along with them. Enjoying the little river here. And those shaggy black animals, we're going to get a closer look at those, but those are the yak.
Yak.
You can get one last look at our zebras on the right-hand side from this side of the fence.
Where are they? Oh, I see them.
There's a bunch more coming up here. So here at African Lion Safari, we have the red-necked wallaby, and they're distinguished by their black nose and hands, their white striped upper lip, and their medium gray coat. We have the western gray kangaroo that looks fairly similar to the wallaby, and we also have the red kangaroo, and as you can see, they're kind of more of a red color. So we can get a good look at them here on the right-hand side. So the kangaroos, you can see some of them jumping. They have a hard time moving sometimes very slowly because they have such big feet, and it also makes it a little hard for them to buy shoes that fit them. So they use their strong and muscular tail to help balance them as they walk. But when they're moving quickly, the kangaroo can jump up to 29 feet in distance and 6 feet in height. And as we pull up just past these trees here, you can see all of them are having a midday snack. So kangaroos and wallabies are both known as marsupials, and this means that the females, they're called gills, will produce a single underdeveloped offspring, a little baby called a joey, and they're only about the size of your thumbnail. They're blind and they're hairless, and they will crawl their way all the way up to their mother's pouch where they live for 9 months. I know, you can see them jump through trees. The animals mixed together here. We have the dark shaggy animals are the yak. Yak, yak, yak. And the other animals are the nilgai. So the yaks are very shaggy, and as you can see, they have a very thick coat. The yaks are native to Tibet, and their very thick coat enables them to live in snowstorms and to temperatures down to minus 40 degrees Celsius. That's much colder than our winters here. In times of danger, the yak will form a protective circle around their young, with their horns facing outwards. And as you can see, we have our nilgai there on the left-hand side. They are one of my favorite animals because they're so strange looking. They have 2 white stripes on top of each hoof, and it makes it look like they're wearing socks. As you can see, we only have one male. I don't know if you can spot which one he is. He looks a little different than the rest, and he's standing by himself. So the male nilgai have 2 short horns sticking out. They kind of have a little bit of a beard on their neck and their chest, and they're kind of an iron gray in color. That's actually where the name nilgai comes from, because in some lights they look like they're blue. So the word nil means blue, and gai means cow. The females are much smaller in size, and they're a tawny brown, as well as the babies. One last rhino to show you guys. This is the greater one-horned rhino, also known as the Indian rhino, and his name is Naboo. As you can see, he looks a little different than the other rhinos, and he only has 1 horn. So they're actually not born with their horns. So males and females females will grow them, but it only starts growing once they're about 6 years old. And as you can see, they have many large skin folds, and it gives it an appearance that they're wearing a suit of armor. Their upper legs and shoulders have wart-like bumps on them, and they're also very good swimmers. Despite their size, they can run at speeds of up to 55 kilometers per hour for short periods of time. They're very playful and friendly animals, and they'll often greet each other by weaving and bobbing their heads and nuzzling noses, and sometimes the young ones will play and run around with each other and run around with sticks in their mouths, kind of like they're a little doggy.
Look at those geese. Geese.
We have one of our most weird looking animals. These are the Szechuan takin. The Szechuan takin are native to the Himalayas in Asia, and just like the giant panda, they are considered a national treasure. They are fully protected by Chinese law. It's estimated that there are less than 5,000 takin in the wild and fewer than 50 in North American zoos. As you can see, they're large and stocky, and they kind of have a body like a bison. They have horns like a wildebeest. They have a nose that looks like a moose, and their tail is bushy like a bear. If you look close on the left-hand side through this fence as we go into our next reserve, you can see another look at our lions on the left. They're
Meet
still
again,
sleeping.
lions.
Why? What happened?
We are now entering our final
myself to
reserve,
sleep
the
again
North
tonight.
Americas. And this is our bumpiest reserve, so just a reminder to please stay seated, because I don't want you flying out of your seats, but when we're stopped, you can stand up to get a better look. If you look closely by the entrance, you can see the males. They have very long, spiraling, flattened horns. The females have horns also, but they're not quite as big. And if you look really closely, we have new little babies, and they are so tiny. They were just born last week.
Oh, wow. Around the other side of the water bucket.
So the Markhor are strong, sure-footed climbers, and they can jump and clear heights of over 9.5 feet.
9.5. Explains why the fence is so tall.
It's a wild car.
You can see we have lots of animals on the left-hand side, but we're going to pull around this corner and get a closer look.
There's a big guy right there.
So on the left-hand side, it does look like a reindeer, but this is the North American elk. And this is actually a really great view because this is one of the males. You know that it's one of the males because they are the only ones that grow the antlers. And if you look closely, they look like they're covered in a very fuzzy, soft, velvety material. He's kind of hiding his head right now for us. But that velvety material gives their antlers a rich supply of blood as they grow every year to a length of over 3 feet long. And then they'll fall off in the winter and start regrowing again.
What's his name? What's his name?
I don't know if he has a name. You can name that one too if you want.
It's Jerry. Jerry.
So if you look on the left-hand side here, we have some of our spotted fallow deer. And just like that elk that we saw, you can see this one on the left, close to the road, he's starting to grow his antlers too. They just start out as little bumps, and they start growing when they are 2 years old. Some of them just have straight little bumps, or straight little horns sticking straight up, and that's their first year of growing. Every year they will grow pretty long, they'll fall off, and they will start growing a bigger set the next year. So the spotted fallow deer are native to Europe and Great Britain, where they're sometimes called the park deer. And as you can see, they look a little bit shaggy right now. They do have their winter coats still, and they're in the process of losing those. But if you can see underneath, you can see some of the spots. And in the summer, they will have very spotty coats.
Cheese.
And on the right-hand side, we have our prairie bison. So you can see that thing that he's standing in right there. He likes to rub against it. And we have some babies. That baby farther off in the back there, that one was born just a couple days ago because I haven't seen it yet. And then there's two babies right by the road here. They're coming in now. So as you can see, the babies are really small and they're kind of a reddish brown in color. And when they're first born, they only weigh 30 to 50 pounds. This is a far cry from how much they weigh at maturity, as a large male can weigh up to 2,800 pounds. You can see they're very shaggy in color, and they look kind of shaggy right now. They're also losing their thick winter coat, and that's why you can see the one standing by that blue brush in the back on the right-hand side. He's just rubbing against everything that he can, and they'll roll in the dirt and try and get it off. And if you want to see our big male, he is, I don't know if you can spot him, he's right beside the road. He has a much larger head than the rest, very black and shaggy. He is absolutely huge. He's a male, and the males are twice the size of the females.
Oh man, what's his name? What's his name?
I don't know if he has a name either. There's lots of these animals, so
Spike's the perfect name.
you want to call him Spikes?
Mike. He doesn't have Spike.
Mike. More stuff on the head.
So at one time there was an estimated 70 to 80 million prairie bison roaming North America, but now they're only found in protected areas. And as you can see, we have a large number of spotted fallow deer here in the reserve. Also, some of the elk are going for a run on the left-hand side.
Run, geese. They're gonna get you. You're Billy, you're Samwise, you're Marshall. You're Billy. You're Samwise.
We have lots of spotted fallow deer here because they do breed very easily in captivity.
And you're Marshall.
And we'll get a bunch of new babies born at the end of May or in early June.
There's a train. Shoot, shoot.
All right, everybody, say bye to the deer.
Bye.